Hello folks, in today's video I actually have a few different topics for us all to discuss. All of them are of course related to Wuchang and are all about as interesting as one another. First up, a couple of important things just to let you all know about. Physical copies have been received by multiple PS5 users, and the word going around is the game does have slight drops in FPS on the base PS5, but apparently not the PlayStation 5 Pro. And I've heard nothing about the Xbox at all. Additionally, we did discuss this in a prior video, but the deluxe edition of the game will be available to purchase for all the Game Pass users after the game has officially launched, confirmed in this Steam discussion right here by one of the developers themselves. This isn't what today's video is about, but I thought I'd just let you all know anyway. And as a final little side note, folks, I'm very excited and grateful to announce that the channel has officially been sponsored by Games Planet. Basically, there's a 14% discount code in the description below, which is all caps Wuchang waived, for any PC gamers who would like to go and grab a copy of Wuchang, and this will be available until the 30th of August. Additionally, there are tons of offers available for practically every game you can think of, and deals are constantly being added. So, by using the link in the description below to purchase Wuchang or any other game for that matter, you'll be saving yourself some money, whilst also directly supporting the channel, and everyone's a winner. Just something for all you PC gamers to consider, and a big thank you to Games Planet for sponsoring the channel. Now, if we head on over to SteamDB and scroll down to Wuchang, we can see that at the point of me writing this, she has nearly 150,000 followers and a 7-day gain of close to 4,000, which is higher than any other game currently on this list. The total follower count falls below the likes of Hollow Knight Silksong, Subnautica 2, Deadlock, and a few others, but it still swamps the vast majority of other games on this list, which can tell us a little bit about the general hype for Wuchang. But we should also appreciate that Wuchang is the closest game to releasing out of every other game on this list, so naturally, Wuchang's hype in particular is currently at an all-time high. To add to this, I happened across this article from a few weeks ago, which has some nice juicy details for us all to look at. About 60% of players who wishlisted Wuchang Fallen Feathers have also played Black Myth Wukong, according to Alinea Analytics, which from here on out we're referring to as AA. Black Myth Wukong has sold over 15 million copies on Steam, 6 million on PlayStation, and more than 4 million on other platforms, mainly Wii Game. Interestingly, over 40% of Black Myth Wukong's audience played for more than 50 hours, which is a very high engagement rate. Why is this important? Wuchang Fallen Feathers is targeting the same audience. Overall, the Souls-like genre has grown significantly in recent years. Before Elden Ring's release, the genre generated up to 50 million per month, and after its release, monthly revenue consistently exceeded 100 million, with spikes up to nearly 600 million thanks to the launch of Black Myth Wukong. The genre's MAU, which stands for monthly active users, exceeds 30 million. On Steam, there have been 30 single-player games that have earned more than 10 million in gross revenue. Of these, 27 are paid, 2 are free, and 1 is a paid DLC, which I think might be Shadow of the Erdtree, and 19 of these reached the milestone in the first month after release. For the Wuchang Fallen Feathers status 2 months before release, 3.4 million is the median pre-order revenue. Wuchang Fallen Feathers has already reached 2 million. In terms of pre-order revenue growth, Wuchang Fallen Feathers is outperforming similar projects. 53,000 followers is the median. Wuchang Fallen Feathers has already reached 123,000, but of course, as we know in this video, that's already up to close to 150k. Wuchang Fallen Feathers is ahead of other comparable projects by this metric. Only 10 projects in history have launched with more than 200,000 followers, and Wuchang Fallen Feathers has every chance to join this category. The median wishlist top position is 19, Wuchang Fallen Feathers is currently at 49, but I think at the time of making this video, she sits somewhere around 30. The median price is $49.99, and the project will launch at the same price point. AA believes the project could earn more than 30 million gross in the first month on Steam alone, and in the first year, this figure could reach 60 million. A similar number of sales could also occur on PlayStation. It's realistic for the project to sell over 500,000 copies on the platform within the first month, and as with many other cases, the game will be available on Xbox Game Pass from launch. Wuchang Fallen Feathers is generating significant interest amongst PlayStation players in China. The game's pre-orders are outpacing Death Stranding 2 on the beach, for which China was the second largest market for the first installment. And finally, according to AA, the game's development budget is around 30 million. Now, we will be keeping a close eye on everything discussed so far and returning to them just prior to launch. That way, we can gauge how much traction the final week before launch has had. Then as of then, we'll be diving into all of the stats regarding sales, concurrent and all-time player numbers, just as soon as Wuchang has launched. Due to the extensive coverage I gave Kazan, I can practically tell you almost anything about its post-development cycle right off the top of my head, and the only information I was ever lacking for Kazan was its original sales numbers, concurrent players, etc., and I wish I'd have covered those details much sooner, so I was basically as 100% informed as I possibly could have been. And naturally, we're not making the same mistake with Wuchang. Anyway, moving on just a little bit, something I want to shed some light on is, not so long ago, there was much debate about Wuchang's character model having maybe been changed to appear more feminine and appeal to a wider audience. The main point of debate was regarding whether this was done due to the success of Stellar Blade. It was originally sparked by Pirate Nation, but with some time and further research, it has been disproven, and this comparison here is simply two different pictures of current Wuchang, just wearing two different outfits. Lindsay, the developers for Wuchang, even so much as replied to this original post and confirmed these are both recent images of the same character model. Wuchang did, however, undergo some changes from roughly 3 years ago. While spelunking through the hours and hours of Wuchang footage that I've stolen from here, there and everywhere, I did stumble across this footage, which shows a different HUD entirely, as well as the game's mechanics, appearing different to all of the most recent footage we've seen. It has been said that the devs were concerned that they may have created a clone of Bloodborne, and have since spent the past few years crafting Wuchang's own identity, and for the most part, it looks like they've done quite well. So they did indeed change Wuchang, only it was the core gameplay itself that was affected, and not Wuchang's character model. Now, what sparked this debate would obviously be Stellar Blade and its reluctance to pander to a woke agenda. Stellar Blade is a year old at this point, but only just a month ago it finally released on PC, and since then, it has sold nearly 2 million copies. Damn. Now, I wasn't aware of this until just recently, but Eve from Stellar Blade was based off an actual Korean supermodel, and again, damn. It would appear that the Stellar Blade devs know exactly what they're doing, and I wouldn't be too surprised if Lindsay have been taking notes. I mean, it certainly looks like they have. This has also reminded me of something I wanted to share with you all. Recently, I released this video discussing a bunch of different mechanics and features within Wuchang. Well, if we look at the viewer retention stats, we can see this peak right towards the end of the video, which shows it has been replayed more than most other parts, and that specific part would be this clip right here. You naughty little boys, and you know who you are. Anyway, as mentioned before, we will be keeping a keen eye on Wuchang moving forward. I have been paying close attention over the past few weeks already, and I fully intend to be the one-spot stop for all things Wuchang related, very, very similar to how we've covered Kazan over the past 4 or so months, with the idea being we move on to another Souls-like title within the coming months or so. But as for what that title will be, however, we will just have to wait and see. That would be it for this video, folks. I'll be back over the next few days with more Wuchang and Kazan, right up until the 24th where Wuchang releases, and then I'll promptly be working on guides and additional news videos moving forward. I do, of course, have a range of guides and news videos on the channel, so do feel free to stop on by and check things out. But otherwise, thanks for watching, folks, and until next time, peace.